Now, we've all heard time and time again from many of the world's greatest, most successful, wealthy investors out there, particularly with the stock market, to always invest in what you understand. Now, I know it may seem very easy to understand, there's not much to it, just invest in what you understand, which is what they keep saying, but I really wanted to delve into why they're saying this. What does it really mean, and why is that actually important for investors to think about this? Now, I know that may seem like a stupid question, it may seem very basic, understandable. This is a very discussion type video. I just thought I'd have a bit of a chat and talk about it, give my thoughts, my opinions, my views. It's not any financial advice, I just wanted to give my thoughts on this very largely said claim that you should always understand what you're investing in. Now, rather recently, I've been reading so far what's a really, really great book, and this is Phil Town's Rule Number 1. Now, I started reading this because one of my favourite Australian finance YouTubers, being Claire Sarah, started this mini book club series, and I think it's really, really fun, a really cool idea where every week she goes over the next chapter of the book. And then I think every 4 weeks, I think it was, so at the end of every month, I may be wrong, Claire, correct me if I'm wrong, but she goes over this on a live stream with Jimmy, which is the rookie investor. I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great way to be properly interpreting what I'm reading, and we can all go along it together. Really fun. I'd really recommend you get the book, check out Claire's channel and the Rookie Investors while you're at it, and you might as well come along to this book club. Really, really fun. It's great to get involved in, and it's a great way to be learning. Now, something Phil's mentioned in the first few chapters, which is only where I've read up to now because I'm going along with the club, but Phil mentions a lot that you should look at it more as a business that you're investing in rather than a stock. Now, it's the stock market because it's listed on the stock exchange, but you're investing in a business really. They're businesses that have listed themselves onto the market for you to invest in. Now, inside all of this, Phil talks about investing in what you understand, what you know, things you're good at, what you can properly wrap your head around. So all of this is involved in understanding the business you're investing in. So this really did get me thinking, and that's why I mentioned the book club. Just before we go even more ahead, I've got 3 small announcements I need to cover with you guys. The first one is my hair. It's different. If you're someone that's watched this channel before, you would know that it's changed. Maybe you didn't notice, but it's pretty different now. My hair's naturally curly, so I thought I'd give it a try just to leave it curly, see how it turns out, and I'm actually sort of liking it. I'll raise the brightness of, geez. Look, I'm a bit of a ghost now, but you can see there, very curly. That's how it naturally is, so I thought I'd leave it like that, leave it short on the sides. I'm almost like a tree, really. It's just growing on the top. But, you know, I don't mind it. I'm taller with it. Usually I'm pretty short, 5'6". Now I'm gonna probably start claiming I'm 5'8", because that looks like an easy 2 inches to me. And secondly, the thing I need to talk about is the fact I haven't been actually making many videos recently. Now, this is for a few reasons, really. Things have been busy with school, getting towards the end of the year. It's getting more and more serious. I'm in year 11 now, so this is starting to get into my VCE years. But really, on top of all of that, the biggest thing is that I had a really big issue recording audio. This has been an issue for a little while. I was trying to figure it out. I actually recorded a couple of videos that had to be uploaded like on that day because they were relevant to something very, very recent. They were very contemporary, and then I couldn't upload them, which is annoying because the audio didn't record. At first I thought it was a software issue, then I thought maybe I didn't plug in my microphone, and it took me until the 3rd try to think that maybe there was something wrong with the microphone. But then I've got the 3rd thing, and this is something, look, it's a little bit personal. I really need to say that I would love if you could hit the like button, please. Look at me, I'm Mr. Actor, Mr. Comedian, I know. But I would really appreciate if you could like the video. And if you weren't expecting me to say like the video, make sure you subscribe. And if you were expecting me to say like the video, still subscribe, please. We're getting closer to 1,000. I'd really like to make it there soon, so thank you. Now, going deeper into what Phil talks about, just because Phil really preaches this a lot, this is what I've been reading, and what I found really interesting is he talks about this, looking at it like a business and finding out what you're good at and confident in by looking at these 3 circles. One is labeled passion, the other one is money, and the other one is talent. Now, all this really is one of them is something that you're passionate about, another one is something you spend or make money from, and the third is something that you are talented at, and that could be absolutely anything really. The idea is that if something fits into a few of these, like 2 of the circles, or ideally all 3, that is most likely what you know the most about in your life and what you really would understand as a business. And then we've also got on top of this value investors such as Warren Buffett stating that you should never invest in a business you cannot understand. We also have Bill Ackman stating that you must understand how the company makes money, and then finally we even have Charlie Munger stating that the trick of the game is to have a few times when you know something is better than average. So all 3 of these very successful value investors believe in understanding your business one way or another because they think that that's what's brought them to success. Now, Buffett has something pretty well known that he likes to call his circle of competence, and this is things that he simply is competent with, things he understands and actually can wrap his head around, and things like tech don't usually fit into that circle, with the exception of Apple. So now that's all well and good to say that look at all these investors and they understand and they say you should understand your businesses, but why? Well, really, when you understand a business, an industry or business model well, you're likely to see competitive advantages of the business. For example, another author I really like is Peter Lynch, and he purchased the company Hanes after his wife came back from a grocery store raving about a product they were testing called Legs. And now Peter Lynch didn't quite already know of this product as it was tested, however it's relatively simple to understand. And even better than that, he had his wife firsthand telling him why she likes it and what's good about it. Being simply that it was the first company to offer non-support pantyhose made with spandex, which made the feeling of silk much more comfortable and form-fitting. Now, it was actually the first department store quality pantyhose sold via supermarkets. Previously, the supermarkets only really sold cheap quality pantyhose, so not very complicated of a business model and product to understand, and the advantages isn't obviously all the way out of the world and innovative, it just is something that's realistic and necessary. Another key factor of the rule is that it will result, in my opinion, more confidence if you do invest. If the company doesn't have any changes to their business drastically and no government restrictions or anything extreme happen, well, then you should still hold some confidence in the business. You're still likely to buy the products or still enjoy something, well then why wouldn't you? Now that of course does come down as well to the research that you previously did. If you didn't do enough research, which is still a very key factor, you can't just understand it, you should also really do your research, make sure you know why you're investing along with what you're investing in, and if you think the price is good, you think their earnings are strong, as long as none of that actually changes, you should still hold. Really, unless maybe it's taking too long and you need the money, there shouldn't be any reasons why you would sell if you still have that confidence, which you should have. Now, it's much harder to attach yourself to a business if you've never seen or used a product or service that they offer. And if you don't use it, you don't like it, it can really be hard to have faith in the company. Now, I haven't personally stuck to this rule of understanding the stock 100% throughout my investing journey. It's something now I'm definitely going to think about more, something I'd like to actually think about more, because it almost seems to me irrational to be investing in something if you don't properly and fully understand it. Now, I have made some money from some of these that I haven't understood, but at the same time I've also lost some money, so we all make mistakes. I'm just hoping I can learn from it and have more winnings than losses in the future. Many people state all the time that they think the stock market is simply just becoming a casino. I don't personally believe that. I think it's a tool that can be used to create huge amounts of wealth if you do it correctly in the longer run, and I think that really more the issue is that more investors are becoming gamblers. So now, thanks all for watching. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this rule. I mean, do you think it's an important rule? Do you follow it strictly? Do you make sure you understand a business when you invest? Or do you follow other factors more strictly than this? Thank you all for watching. Hopefully I can see you all in the next video.